I know what you all are wondering. Why is he wearing shades indoors? Well, that's to protect myself from the gamma radiation of coolness I'm about to emit. Now, see, this precision instrument I have right here is called a ukulele. It's sort of like a junior version of a real guitar, except you can think of this as a fake guitar. It doesn't emit the same kind of radiation level a real guitar would normally just ebb and flow through its spinal cavity, but this ukulele was formed by very low impact uranium rays. So I'm not really at stake on a lethal level of mortal peril, to be honest. But you know, it's still safe to protect your eyes, your retinas, your corneas, your contacts from the relatively small but still sort of harmful level of energy that may emit from each strum. Now, you want to use something like this, which is issued by most scientific facilities. They call it a pick in some circles, but it actually stands for something. Psionic, ionic, uh, uh, crunch, kinesis. Yeah, see, it's all crunch packed into this tiny little pick, and you can use it to kind of make these things, these noises come out of the instrument. And when you learn a certain song and you play it enough times, you actually begin to level up your statistics to resist the amount of radiation that comes out of this precision instrument. Now, the better you are at this instrument, the more difficult it gets to actually handle all the radiation that's just coursing through your body and influencing your skeletal structure on a daily basis. And depending on how many hours you put in to an instrument like this, your your overall health may decline. But that also depends on what level you're at. See, if I tried to play like, say, I don't know, what's a very difficult song? Anything by the Ramones, which is probably top tier, as what they call, I'd probably explode. I would disintegrate into a bloody, disgusting mess. So I'm just going to start with something a little easy, which is the introduction to Smoke on the Water by Dolphin Purple, I believe. It goes a little like this, I believe. No, no, that wasn't right. No, that wasn't right either. Yeah, something like that. Let's give it one more try, just for the sake of this recording. You see how I fucked up on purpose twice just to let you know that I'm still a beginner like you guys are. But secretly, I've actually played that song a lot of times before, and I didn't mess up either. But you know, I just did that on purpose to make you feel better about yourselves. Anyway, it appears as though I'm feeling a slight tingling sensation in my body, which means I've leveled up to play something new. Now, the way it works with ukuleles is you have to play a certain song perfectly, at least I think 10 or 20 times, 30 maybe for some songs, and then you can move on to a higher tier of songs. So what you can do now is try something a little bit harder. Now, I think I'll try the beginning of a Nirvana song. What is it? In Bloom or Breed or something like that? I don't know. I don't listen to them that much. I only listen to the sounds of gnashing machines usually at my factory job. That's what it is. And well, let's try the beginning to. I think it's In Bloom. Yeah, that's it. In Bloom by Nirvana. It goes a little something like. Wait, let me find the right radar frequency here. It goes like. and so on and so forth, and then you could get into the other stuff. I don't know. But the intro is definitely the most essential part of any song, especially with a precision instrument like this, because once you get started and once you get rolling with the introduction to a song, then the kinetic frequency sort of it balances out in tune with your natural harmonies that emanate from your spiritual energy field. And that's very important because if you mess up and you continue to mess up in the beginning, your body will sort of overload. It will overheat, in fact. And then your cryogenic stasis won't really work if you try to walk into a meat packing freezer or something like that. And then you'll suffer from a stroke, basically. So you don't want that to happen. And since it only works on registered songs with record companies, I don't know how they do that. They have some sort of deal with IBM or something like that. It's fun to make up your own songs and then register them on what they call a half shell agreement, where it's not really a real thing, but it'll still register with certain experience points that you get on the ukulele. So they give you more tries until you kill yourself, which is good because you're making up the song and it can be as easy or as hard as you want. Just a side note, people have committed suicide by creating their own songs, making them too difficult, and then continuously trying and trying to get it right. And there was one guy who just blew up in a cafe right across the street from me or something. It was really nasty. I wasn't there to see it. I never go outside. Anyway, there was something that I was working on involving this note, and then this note. It's the fake theme song to a popular TV show. I believe it was SpongeBob SquarePants. It goes like SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. And look, see, I just got a few experience points right there because I made that song and I played it perfectly. I didn't make a single mistake. Well, maybe I overdid one of the strums near the end or something like that. But other than that, that's basically all there is to it for learning a ukulele. And I haven't progressed enough to tell you anything about going past this stage and into guitar phases and the spectrum of notes in an energy field, or even drumming inside a zero-G containment unit. But that requires a lot of time and money, stuff that I don't have, because I only have a few hours per day to learn new songs, and it's only what I hear on the radio. And sometimes that interferes with extraterrestrial signals like that. Now, if you want to take your uke outside, go ahead, but it may or may not interfere with your satellite that picks up your normal television signals, depending on whether or not you have a dish network or not. See, I'm playing right now in a soundproof room, which means that no sound can get out and interfere with anyone else's uke playing, which is good. It's fine if you want to share your music with others, but if they're not ready to hear what's on, well, not on their level, but outside of their sonic comfort level, you really have to train your brain to be able to handle these sorts of things, and you want to tune up your thing like so, just so that it doesn't interfere with anyone else's, I don't know, whatever mind control devices that they're currently wearing at the time. So, let's just run through another basic lesson, okay? Bing, bang, boom. See what I did there? See, and I didn't make a single mistake. That was another song I've registered, so if you want to try practicing that, just keep in mind, if you mess up enough times, you're going to blow up, because I registered that song half shell, as they say. I don't know, whatever. You see, if you can see these little these white dots right here, those are what they call treble notes, and if you hit treble notes perfectly in a very small span of time, you get double the experience points, and you can level up faster. So it's actually more to your advantage if you try to incorporate these treble notes into your songs, so you can invent something that goes along the line of something like that. I didn't even register that song, but I might. It goes something like, or something along those lines. It's not quite finished yet. I don't even know if that's the beginning or the end yet. But that's the fun part. You can just kind of dabble with it and then, cut and paste it. Control F, Control C, Control Z. I forgot what this function is, but yeah, you can plug it in and then you can do all sorts of fun stuff. But as far as making your own songs go, you just have to be careful. You don't overstep your boundaries. Because I'm assuming you, like myself, are a beginner at this kind of thing. And really, all I have to say at this point is just use protective eyewear. Don't go beyond what you think you can do as far as making up your own songs go. And try to practice at least 15 minutes a day. Because you're just going to the introductions, that's all you want. You go any farther than that, and your fingers will explode. So let's just do a basic run through of what we learned today. Oops, I screwed up. Yeah, I think I'm done actually, because if I do any more in a certain time span, then it goes past your clock, which is to say that it tracks how many times you screwed up a day, and it will take note of that. And say I screw up one more time, I'd blow up. So I have to wait like maybe 15 more hours before I try it again. Um, that's all. That's all I have to say as far as owning a ukulele, learning to play a ukulele, and not killing yourself while doing so. So have fun and go crazy, but really, don't go too crazy.